Welcome back to Mr. Sami Recap. Today's film recap is American-made, a 2017 crime-action thriller about a smuggler who amasses a fortune working for a drug cartel, including Pablo Escobar, the CIA, and anyone else with cash to offer. So kick back, relax, as we dive into the recap. The story kicks off in 1978, where Barry Seal is a pilot for Trans World Airlines. He's flying a jet while his co-pilot dozes off. Feeling mischievous, Barry switches off the autopilot, yanks the throttle, and jostles the control yoke, startling everyone awake. He chuckles, blames the turbulence, and laughs at the rattled passengers. Back home, we see Barry's married to Lucy, with 2 kids and another on the way. One evening at a bar, a man named Monty Schaefer approaches him. Schaefer knows Barry's skills as a pilot and pitches a lucrative gig, flying covert reconnaissance missions for the CIA in a small plane equipped with cameras. Schaefer sells it as working for the good side, but it's top secret, even from Barry's family. Intrigued, Barry takes the plane for a spin and starts his new side hustle. Barry begins recording tapes of his adventures. He soars over Guatemala, dodging gunfire while snapping photos. Honduras is next, with more bullets flying, but his pictures are so sharp that CIA brass praise his talent. In El Salvador, a turret hits his plane's propeller, sparking a fire. Barry douses the flames, but the propeller's dead. Still, he limps back to safety with one engine. Schaefer's thrilled with Barry's photos and assigns him a new role, acting as a courier between the CIA and General Manuel Noriega in Panama. Barry delivers packages and gets intel on communist groups in return. The drops keep coming until, during one mission, 2 men usher Barry into a car. He's driven to a lavish estate owned by the Medellín Cartel. Upstairs, he meets Jorge, a cartel bigwig who knows everything about Barry's life. Jorge, alongside Pablo Escobar, wants Barry to smuggle their drugs into the U.S. for a hefty payday. They take him on a chopper ride, showing off fields of cocaine. Jorge offers $2,000 per kilo to get the drugs stateside. Stunned, Barry agrees. He loads 300 kilos onto his plane, and the cartel pushes it to the runway's edge. Barry revs the engines, barely clears the treetops, and makes it airborne as the cartel bets on whether he'll crash. He lands in a remote U.S. spot, opens a hidden hatch, and tosses out coke bundles tied to life jackets. Ground crews scoop them up, and the mission's a win. Barry's earned the cartel's trust. He returns to collect a backpack stuffed with cash, but the DEA raids the cartel's hideout. Gunfire erupts, and Barry's nabbed. Pablo and his crew are arrested but quickly freed, likely through bribes. Schaefer visits Barry in jail, offering a way out. He explains that the people Barry photographed are Sandinistas, communists who seized Nicaragua in Central America's first successful revolution. The U.S. public, wary of another Vietnam, won't support open war, so Barry's tasked with arming Nicaraguan freedom fighters. He agrees, but Schaefer warns his house will be searched. Barry rushes to tell Lucy and the kids to pack up and move. Lucy's frustrated by his secrecy, straining their trust. The SEALs relocate to Mena, Arkansas. Schaefer shows Barry an airport, saying it's his, along with 2,000 acres, planes, and gear. Barry's handed a map pinpointing law enforcement posts, letting him slip past undetected. He gets his cash back from the Colombians and starts his new mission. At home, Lucy gripes about the lack of appliances, so Barry tosses cash around, revealing he's with the CIA. On his first run to the Contras, they steal his gear instead of taking guns. Barry calls Schaefer, saying they're more into boots than weapons. At another meet, he spots Jorge, a familiar face. The cartel strikes a deal. Barry loads guns in Mena, uses Schaefer's intel to dodge cops, delivers to Medellín, picks up coke, refuels in Panama with Noriega's protection, who gets a cut, and dumps the drugs in Louisiana swamps. The operation grows massive, so Barry recruits 4 buddies to fly separate planes. Schaefer then asks Barry to bring Contras to a CIA training camp set up on his land. Some recruits bolt on arrival. Barry's empire expands. More guns, more coke, more intel. To clean the cash, he opens businesses, boosts the community, and spoils his family while flaunting his wealth. Cash piles up everywhere, and he struggles to hide it. Lucy's deadbeat brother JB shows up. Barry dislikes him, and Lucy tells JB to work. Barry puts him at the airport, but JB steals hidden cash, buying a car and chasing a girl. The DEA notices planes slipping through borders, outlasting their jets with extra fuel. The FBI digs into Mena's finances, spotting cash flooding the town. A bank manager shows Barry a private vault just for him. An FBI agent tours Mena, noticing fancy cars and new businesses. On a run, Barry's tailed by the DEA and crash lands, losing coke but escaping. Meanwhile, Pablo Escobar declares war on Colombia's government, forcing the cartel out. Nicaragua becomes their new handover spot. Barry meets them to sort it out. At the same time, JB's arrested with a suitcase of cash. Barry bails him out, gives him a car, and tells him to vanish. JB speeds off, cursing Barry, only to be killed by a car bomb planted by the cartel, who saw him as a liability. Barry ditches the car in the woods. Schaefer learns the CIA is upset that half the guns went to the cartel and orders the operation shut down. Barry's handed a burn bag to destroy anything tied to his name. Sensing a setup, he tries to move his gun stash, but the DEA, ATF, FBI, and state police swarm in. Barry surrenders as the agencies argue over who gets him. They take him to the state attorney general, Dana Sabota, who's determined to lock him up. She gets a call from the governor, clears the room, and releases Barry despite protests. Escorted by 2 men, Barry's driven to the White House gates. Stunned, he's ushered into a meeting where the DEA wants to crush the Medellín Cartel, and a colonel aims to link Central American communists to drugs. They privately task Barry with working for Reagan's administration to dig up dirt on the Sandinistas, suspected drug traffickers. Cameras are rigged in his plane, but his co-pilot warns that the cartel will kill them if they're found. Barry lands in Nicaragua, facing an armed welcome. Forced to their knees, Barry name drops Pablo, but the men don't care. Jorge arrives, jokingly orders Barry's death, then laughs it off. The co-pilot's terrified. Pablo trusts Barry and they load coke while the co-pilot snaps photos of Pablo, Jorge, and Sandinista leaders. The White House leaks the photos as propaganda, but Barry's in them, exposed. The DEA raids his home, seizing cash and gold. Lucy flees to Louisiana with the kids. In court, Sabota pushes for hard time, but Barry gets 1,000 hours of community service. Furious, Sabota's silenced. Barry hops between hotels, knowing he's hunted. One night, cartel hitmen sent by Pablo corner and kill him. The final scene shows Schaefer promoted for suggesting Iran arm the Contras. Reporters grill politicians on the U.S. Contra conspiracy, met with smirks. Thanks for watching to the end. Smash that like button and subscribe for more recap.